Well, hey there everybody, thanks again for taking the time to click on the video. This video is actually a little bit different. Something happened a little earlier in the day. I was doing some recording for a couple other videos that I've been working on, and one thing that came to my mind while I was recording was just looking at myself in the playback mode and just looking at some of the different features in my body, and it got me thinking about how so many of us struggle with our bodies. We all, I think, every one of us, every person struggles in some form or fashion with their appearance. Let's face it, we live in a pretty shallow world where beauty is something that I don't even think have a real good grasp on. That we think that beauty is something that it depends on what it's wearing, depending on what its skin color, depending on its size or weight, even depending on its religion or background. There are certain stigmas that we place on people and places when it comes to beauty. And there's an industry out there, and I don't know much about it, but there's an industry that is all about changing the way that we look, from plastic surgery to reconstructive surgery. And now obviously there are some that might need to have access to some of these things. There are people who have lost limbs, that have been brutalized. There are people who have been mistreated, and obviously certain surgeries are needed and helpful, but it's the issue that I'm wanting to address is why we feel like we need to do things or wear things, or all the stuff that we relate with beauty to. And I don't even think that made any sense, that last minute and a half of what I was just saying. But the point that I'm trying to make, the point that I'm really trying to make is learning to love and accept yourself. And I think that's one of the greatest struggles for all of humanity, is coming to a place of accepting who you are and accepting the way that you look, and coming to a place and saying, you know what, I'm glad I look this way, or I'm thankful that this is something that I have in my life. Because when you look around, there are always people in the world, there are people in our life that have it far worse off than we do. And so sometimes when we take too much time when it comes to putting ourselves together, I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with getting your hair done or your nails done or whatever. But for whatever reason, when I was looking at myself in the mirror earlier, I began to just struggle with some of the things in regards to my appearance. And I know that isn't the way that I should live, or I shouldn't think too much about that. But I do sometimes. I think about wanting to look good because I want people to take notice. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to look our best and to feel our best. But it becomes a problem when we cross that line. And so some of the things that I wanted to point out to you, and I would love for you to maybe you can leave a comment below, or if you feel motivated, maybe you want to leave a video comment. But we all have things that we wrestle with when it comes to our appearance. And so I just wanted to walk you through some of the things that I struggle with in regards to my appearance, in hopes of encouraging others to know that it's okay, that no matter how you look or what you may be going through, that people probably don't pay as much attention to the things that you do. And so the first thing that really got to me today earlier when I was recording is my tooth. Now, when I was younger, but my parents spent a lot of money on my teeth with braces and reconstructive jaw surgery. I've got metal plates and wires all throughout my body. I've got 4 screws here and 4 screws here and 3 screws here. I had to wear braces for 4 years and retainer and all of that, but still, when you look, and especially the tooth right there makes me very insecure. I become a very insecure person when I see pictures or video of me and it looks like I'm missing a tooth. So that's the one thing that gets to me when it comes to my appearance. The other thing that bothers me from time to time is my hairline. Now, I'm not aware if you can see it that well because my head's down, but for those of you who may or may not be able to tell, that there's been this nice landing strip cut out on the top of my head, and I've always struggled with being insecure with the way my hair is, and I'm just starting to grow back my hair. I don't know what you think, but leave a comment below. Should I grow it out? Should I keep it shaved, shorter, bald? I don't know, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of this very small tuft and the big peaks, big, looks like the golden arches that I have, and then especially here. And the other thing that gets to me a lot is my skin. Now, I don't know if you can tell from here, but you'll see a lot of scars on my face, especially here too. You know what those are? Those are acne scars. Those are scars that I've gotten from all the years of acne. I've had severe acne in my life, especially as a young kid. I remember as a teenager, especially in high school. Oh man. So much insecurity in high school, grade 9, grade 10. Girls wouldn't even give me the time of day. Most girls don't even give me the time of day still, but yeah, pimples, like, I mean boils, just massive boils, and just, oh, and they would hurt, or sometimes they would just kind of pop on their own, and it was just a real embarrassment, real struggle. And yeah, the other thing that has recently bugged me, and I've shared this before, is this hole in my neck. This is a visible reminder, as well as this one. They're visible reminders of a difficult time, obviously, in our life, but for some reason I'm just not a big fan of looking at a small hole in my neck, but it is the way it is, and you know what, I'm not going to change a thing. As much as I would love to, you know, either get a new set of hair, not that you get a new set of hair, but a new head of hair, if I could have, you know, perfect skin, or if I could have no blemishes or anything like that. The reality is, no matter what you look like, there will always be some sort of issue. There will always be this maybe struggle, this fight that is in all of us when it comes to our appearance. But I just wanted to leave these final few thoughts with you today, just to consider. As I was considering, as I was looking at myself in the viewfinder of the video camera, is coming to a place where we learn to love ourselves, and where we learn to accept ourselves, no matter what, no matter the wrinkle, no matter the blemish, no matter the insecurity. Whether you know this or not, you are deeply loved. And you are deeply loved not because of what you look like. You are deeply loved not because of what you wear. You are deeply loved not because of who you associate with, or what you drive, or what's in your bank account. You are deeply loved because you were created in the image of God. And because of that, as my dad always said, God never creates junk. So I just want to encourage you with that thought today, that as much as you're struggling, as much as you're freaked out and scared that your hair isn't in the perfect place, or you don't smell that great, or you don't have the newest and freshest clothes, just know that somebody loves you. And that person, his name is Jesus. And I bet you didn't think that I was going to bring Jesus into this video, but that's the only way I know how to. That my beauty, my looks aren't based on what the world says or what others say, but that my value is based and determined on what God says about me. So anyways, thanks again for taking the time and watching this video. I really do hope that has encouraged you or has challenged you, has caused you to take some time and to do some thinking. If it has done that, please, please, please leave me a comment below. I'd love to respond to them and love to interact and build this community here on